is Keith Mawoyo, and welcome to the Infusion, where we explore human potential, bringing you from the chains of mediocrity to the corridors of power. Today I want to talk about a subject that troubles a lot of organizations, and this is the subject called management versus leadership. We simply have a problem. The problem that we have is those two roles, they kind of seem the same to us. We think that the job of a leader is somewhat similar to the job of a manager. And this messes up organizations and creates very complicated bureaucratic structures in which people are unable to build anything, or the paperwork is just a nightmare. I've been a leader in a corporate organization for a number of years, and I've also been in a church organization, leading a church for the past 10 years. And some of the challenges and hurdles that I've met are what I'm going to talk about today. You will discover, when you look closely, that the functions of a manager and the functions of a leader are entirely different. A leader or a CEO or a vision bearer, what he's supposed to do is simply focus on the direction of the organization. So you discover that a leader is supposed to just be crafting where we want to go. But a manager, on the other hand, makes sure we go there right. Loosely defined, leaders do the right thing and managers do the thing right. So which means a leader is a person who listens to their conscience a lot, consults their vision a lot, trying to find the right thing, the right course of action to take the organization. The manager, on the other hand, hears the vision of the CEO and says to himself, I've heard what the CEO says, I want to run it and implement it correctly. Those are the two differences there. So you will discover that a lot of people, when they get to CEO and leadership positions, they tend to want to cascade down to the ordinary employee, to begin to push things, to pull levers and things like that. And they end up creating a huge mess. On the other hand, you have managers. Managers begin to create visions. And when they create visions, they start creating visions which do not go along with the original vision of the CEO. And so this really creates a complicated organization. I'll give you an example of what somebody talked about. They said that they told people to close their eyes in a certain room, and people closed their eyes and said, point north. And when people were pointing their eyes and they pointed north, and they said, open your eyes. And you saw that some people were pointing to the front, others were pointing to the side, others were pointing to the back. And so he took statistics and said, if we were a football team, 10% of people will be fighting against other players. The other 10% wouldn't know where to score the goal. The other 10% probably wouldn't even know why they're playing football. So these are certain things that happen in organizations. Now hear this. Let's go back. A leader crafts a vision, shows you the direction of where the company is going. But a manager is a steward. What he should do is to pay attention to the vision and how to implement the vision. That's all a manager is supposed to do. The leader does the right thing, the manager does the thing right. Now, you discover that in many organizations, people who are in accounting can have a war with people who are in human resources. And you discover the same thing. Secretaries may have problems with lawyers and things like that. But this is one organization. And the organization is supposed to function well. The problem with that is because the visions of the departments become different. Now, each organization can have a vision, but the vision is supposed to be subsidiary to the major vision of the leader. So it is a vision, but that vision is under a greater vision, and it should align with a greater vision. The real job that a leader is supposed to do is to deal with alignment. Each department can have a vision, but the vision should align with our major vision. Because when visions begin to differ in a department and become 2 or 3 visions, we call it division, which is division. That's where division comes from. The human body is one of the best examples to use when you're talking about vision and seeing the future. Here's why. We have a conscious mind and we have an unconscious mind. The conscious mind is aware and alert and knows what it wants. It's the conscious mind which is talking to you right now as I speak. And it is your conscious mind which is actually processing the information that I'm giving you. But do you know that you have an unconscious mind? The unconscious mind makes sure that your heart is beating right, makes sure that your breathing system is working well, your digestive system is working well. That is the unconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind simply has to make sure that structures are working well, but it is the job of the unconscious mind to make sure that everything is running smoothly each and every day. And these two should align. What is cancer? Cancer is when a part of your body, the cells in your body begin to fight against other cells. Now, how many organizations do we work in that have cancer? Have an organization or have a system or an organ of that organization fighting against another organ? That is cancer. So now, let's always make sure that we know the difference between leadership and management. Leadership and management. In some areas, you have to be a leader. In other areas, you have to be a manager. Balancing those two is what makes organizations go forward and fail. Well, that's all we had for you today. And remember to follow us on Mentor Us Live with Pedisai Chimbwada. My name is Keith Mawoyo. Enjoy the rest of your day.